If you want the old battalion, I know where they are. They're aiming on the old Guard Choir. I saw them, I saw them. Aiming on the old Guard Choir, I saw them. Aiming on the old Guard Choir.
The Germans was the same as we, sir. Of course they was. They was afraid and they was brave. The same as we, he was there for what he had to do, and that was that.
Seen Stan? Over here, boys! Lucky that time, you.
Luck, was it? How many times was that?
Yeah, only need to be out at one time out here, man.
Too bloody close to my liking, old pal. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, art to Mr. Misery. We near, ain't we? Read all about it. The Eric's heroes are fit to fight another day. And another as always, eh? Hooray for the Eric's heroes.
Oh, I'm dying for fun.
Players for pleasure too, you're liking. Private Stanley.
The way I'm feeling, I could drown on dry donkey dung.
Who else would it be?
What do you want?
That's nice.
I was sleeping.
It's 9 o'clock. They'll be expecting us for long.
Do we have to?
Yep. Another year.
I aren't going.
I got you this.
Do you ever think?
Not if I can help it.
Do you ever think? Do you ever wonder why?
Why what?
Why we're here?
We're here because we're here because we're here because we're
You
here.
wonder how Chapel Choir turned you down.
Well, I'm here because I'm hoping you're going to brew us up a lovely pot of camp coffee and fry up a couple of bangers before we got to go up there and meet Dave.
You know what I mean, Bess. Why are we two here? 60 years on, old men and so many others. Well,
Buried in Belgian mud.
something like that.
You always get grisly this time of year.
It's the poppies.
I know. Every blimmer wears one nowadays, even the nippers come November, eh? How's that?
Remembrance Day.
How can you remember something you never done? That's what I want to know. If I had my way, I'd change the name too, I don't know. Forget the old stupid shooting match day.
Every day's Remembrance Day for we. Try forgetting all that, eh? Never goes away, never fades, does it?
What, you're grizzling?
Give us some slack, will you, Buzz, at least one day of the year? You're the only one I can talk to proper. Well, I can't talk to my Gert or the kids or the grandkids. There's no point. But you see what I see in your head in the night.
Here, how's that camp coffee coming on?
You can't tell me you don't wake up sweating some nights.
Only when my old girl's feeling saucy.
Why? That's all I want to know. Why you? Why me? Why our village? Why not St. Pinnock or St. Kane or Dulo or Liscard or Lou? Only our boys from Earnsfoot. Me and you was lucky, Buzz.
The Heronsfoot Heroes.
There has to be a reason.
Look, how long you known me?
Since Sunday school, as you well know, sat side by side on the same form at Conan Chapel. I could see us now.
Nigh on 70 year then.
Must be getting on for that.
Nigh on 70 year.
And I still don't know what makes you tick.
And let's keep it that way, eh? I aren't going to change now. All that why and for what stuff, leave it to the gods, botherers.
Matthew, chapter 24, verses 36 to 51.
What about it?
Up Conan Chapel, remember?
Only thing I remember up Conan Chapel is getting a lace in for looking up Kitty Lavery's skirt. Which she lifted for me to see, I might add, and has continued to do so these 70-odd years.
Two men in a field. One is taken, one is left. Watch therefore, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. That's what it said.
What?
Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 to 51. Why the hell do you never listen?
Oh, I listen, all right. Doesn't mean I have to speak none. There's too much speechifying these days, too much parley-voozing.
What's it all for, Buzz?
Well, I know what this is for.
You'll need cast iron guts, old pal. Maybe in that pound cold for 3 days.
Look. All that meant was some came home to eat bangers and some did, and that's all, nothing more. If you're still searching, I suggest you get yourself up Colin Chapel next Sunday, though I reckon you'd be better off down here eating bangers with your old pal than consorting with they. Remember the Angel of Mons?
Don't you believe in nothing?
Hell. I'm a fervent believer in hell. And you know I burnt me old pal? Because you, me, Stan, and all the other dumb animals who took the king's shilling have seen it up close. I never saw no angel of Mons in the clouds, and I never met a man who did, but I seen hell all right. You want scripture? I'll give you the menu from the book of Isaiah, old pal. And men will be so hungry and thirsty that they will eat their own dung and drink their own piss. You want to know the worst thing I ever ate?
Not specially, no.
Mole.
Mole?
Must have been dead a week. In the shell hole he was, poor chap, caught up in a war he never asked for, same as we, Bert, same as we. You ate him? Well, not straight off. Man got to be more than a bit peckish to tuck into weak old mole.
You never.
Hanging he was, but 'twas that or starve.
I'd rather try me luck with Jerry.
Oh, not a chance, old pal. I'd had me head down in that shell hole for days, barrage after barrage coming over. Every time I stuck me head up for a gig, there was Jerry. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So you and this little gentleman in his black velvet waistcoat sat it out. Cosy. Raw, rank and rotten.
Oh, 'twasn't raw. What did he take me for? I couldn't. On the end of me bayonet, chunk be chunk. Oh, never smelt nothing like it. Like a long dead comrade on the wire with a following breeze. And you know what?
I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
I washed down that little gentleman with a draught of my own piss. Yes, Bert? If you want to know what I believe in, it's hell. I visited hell. I didn't like it much and I bloody well come back, and I don't want to talk about it no more, not today nor any other. Here, you know what? Compared to that menu we had over to France, this here banger's a bloody Fanny Craddock job.
I once had a dog like you. He died. What time we got to be up there?
11, as always.
I aren't going.
I seem to remember you saying that once before.
I aren't going till you tell me what it was all for. Said you can't, because you don't believe in nothing.
Here, look. Great. Camp coffee.
What about it?
All you need to know about life can be found in a bottle of camp coffee.
Well, it's cheap and it tastes like shit.
Not quite. Look, what do you see?
Your thumb.
That better?
I see a man being served tea by another man.
Wrong. You see a man being served camp coffee by another man.
Does it matter?
Not really. Look, what else?
That's it.
Look closer.
This is stupid. Have you been on the Dutch courage already?
Might have. Eh?
I don't bloody know.
Look, the label. The man is holding a tray. On the tray is, among other things, a bottle of camp coffee. And on the label of that bottle is a man holding a tray on which there is a bottle of camp coffee. And on the label of that bottle is a man holding a tray on which there is a bottle of camp coffee.
All right, all right.
Reason? Eternity. All there on a bottle of camp coffee. I thought you'd think it was funny.
So, sorry, old fellow, I might have done it. It's just today. The poppies. They don't agree with me. I get all sort of...
Miserable.
Oh, thought as much. Dutch.
Before you go.
Here's a drop. And tell us something to make me laugh, will he?
Stan Doney falling in the river in his Sunday best. Eric Lillicrap blind as a bat, sat behind the wheel of his Austin 7. Lady Robards, fat as a steer, stuck in her pew up church for 3 hours. What do we think of it so far? Rubbish!
Exactly. Now, I'm sure the back. There. Yeah, bet I'm caught him. You know me.
No, Stan, he'll bet on the sunrise.
Penny says I'll be sat on that bridge with my arm around that maid's waist by,
Dusk.
say dinner. I'm hungry.
Ah, yes it is.
You'll be lucky. Yep, I generally am.
Well, you just had to go forward, that was all. You know, you kept as low as you could, but I was no braver than anybody else. Bravery, I don't know about bravery, you just had to go, that was it.
I aren't going.
What do you mean?
I aren't going.
We more going. You heard what the boss said?
Not me.
Oh, come on, Bert.
Don't you come on but me. I aren't going and that's final. No one's going to make me. Least of all you, Bert.
Come on, it'll be a lark. It's better than killing time out here.
I'd rather kill myself right here and now than wait to die out in some foreign place where I don't know no one and no one don't know me.
Kill yourself. Like, come on, Bert. None of us is gonna get hurt. You heard what Mr. Kitchener said? Home by Christmas. Weem the Eros.
Might none of us come back at all.
Yeah, we'll be fine, you'll see. Like, you and me, we'll stick together.
The Three Musketeers?
No one is gonna get hurt. We'll get out there. We'll give Jerry a good lacing. Send him back to Amsburg with a bloody nose. And come on here to Erisfit for roasted ham nog pudding. No glimmer is gonna get hurt. At least all you, Bert Medlin.
You sure about that?
As sure as my name's Buzz. But you, Mr. Lucky. You always was. Hey, you remember up school?
Yeah.
Where Miss Barnacle came to all us boys. And you was I under the form and she'd never seen it.
All that sore asses that day. Set me. Wait, hello.
And who caught the biggest trout down Deer Park Feast Day, huh? And we got nothing. Mr. Lucky again.
Sold him to Lady Robarts' cook for a shilling.
And when the powder works went up, 2 men dead. For the rest of us, we was running and screaming for our lives. And where's Mr. Lucky, eh? In the shitter, that's where. Down by the stream, not a mark on it.
Best timed shit I ever had.
You, Mr. Lucky Bert Medlin, not even Kaiser Bill himself could stick a slug in your young eye. Now, come on. King George owes us all a pint.
The whole thing just scares me shitless.
Oh, what's to be afeared of?
What if he can't do it? I mean, what if he can't kill a man? I've never killed nothing bigger than a trout or a rabbit. What if when it comes to it, we can't pull the trigger?
Every man must do his duty. That's what Mr. Kitchener said.
Yeah, it's all very well for him to say, but killing's his job. My job is sweeping up over powder works, tending swine, not firing a gun. All their bombs and guns to France. I can't, I aren't going.
All right, oh, pal, right.
This whole thing just scares me shitless. shitless.
Well, you ain't the only one.
You ain't scared of nothing but.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I just put it out of my mind, that's all. I tell myself it's all going to be alright. And it is. Because I'm coming home after it's all over, I have to. Well, there's Teddy's and Camp Rocklow and dear old man doesn't need tend to come spring. Apples, plum trees, harvest. They can't be done proper without buzz. Yeah, that's what I'll be thinking of when we move over there. Sweet plums and cider apples. We all need a reason to come home, that's all. Well, I got my splat of land now. Come on.
Come on, Bert. What are you going to lose? I can't think of nothing I'd rather do. Hey, over there, shooting a few Bosch. Hey, it'd be like shooting Lady Robot's feathers. Only better. I'm off as soon as I get my car key.
It won't take you, Stan. Well, you're nothing more than a baby.
A baby, is it? Well, you see that? Took me shilling down Liscard Market not 2 hours ago. Recruiting bloke said, I'm just the fella you're looking for.
You in earnest, man?
Yeah?
Duke of Cornwall's light infantry. Start me training down Bodmin Tuesday week.
And you lily-livered slackers can call me Private Stanley from now on. They're making us all privates.
Privates, is it? You go over there, you won't have no privates left once Jerry's finished with it. They Bosch, they eat babies, so they make a short work of a squirt like you.
Yeah. Well, I think I've got more balls than both of you put together. You're a chicken.
Come here and say that, Stan, don't they? Hey?
You're a chicken. Come on. Get up.
Good as we was. We nipped over the top and went as fast as you could go and dropped down into the other. If Jerry was gone, he was gone. If he wasn't, well, you had to farting out from where he was.
You ever hold a baby?
What?
A baby. Newborn. Fresh from its mother's womb. I didn't get a chance to hold mine till much later. Wasn't the done thing back then for the man to hold the baby so soon. I held Charlie's grandson last week, mine. 2 days old. Quiet as the moon he was. You'll need a firm hand, I told Charlie. Hold them tight across the chest, and they feel content, secure. Hold them loose, and they bowl the house down.
How are you telling me all this just now?
I was just thinking.
Oh, Charlie!
He taught me how to live again when I came home from over there. Should have been the other way round, mind. Me teaching him. Some days I try to tell him what it was like over at France, Buzz, what we saw, but it's all history to the young, someone else's history.
How's he doing?
Charlie?
Yeah.
All right. He's doing all right. Still working over Liscard Market. He's got a nice little place down by the station. I reckon he'll be retiring in a couple of years.
Get on, you're a boy on old age pensioner. What does that make us all, pal?
Ready for the knackers yard, I reckon. Stan reckoned it was the same with the rifle.
What?
Holding a baby. Keep up, man. Well, that's what Stan reckoned. That gun can be as slippy as a frog, he'd say. If we're going to get out of this in one piece, you've got to grip that rifle close to your chest and run Jerry's line like a long dog after a rabbit.
He was right, too. From kick-off to final whistle, poor old Stan.
Something to live for, see, a baby. Well, I didn't see my Charlie till I come home, mind. But I had a yearning to meet the little chap. 4 years old. He knew me straight away. As soon as I come striding down the hill, his mother had told him all about his dad, and she never left hold of him. She knew me and Charlie would be the best of pals, and she was right, as always. It was the thought of him that kept me going. It was Charlie that saved me from the Kaiser's bullets. And Stan, of course.
Poor old Stan. Always the best of us.
Best man in Erisfoot village. Best man in St. Pinnock Parish, I reckon. Whole of blooming Cornwall.
You're steady on. It's Stanley Doney we've been talking about, not Stanley Matthews.
'Twas he that got us into that mess in the first place, Mike.
Yeah, we'd have gone anyhow.
You reckon?
Perhaps not you with your I aren't going. Now we'd have gone all right.
He let us, mind. Born to lead, and he not much more an attacker. When they recruiting boys came marching down the hill to Erisfoot, Stan was right there in the front of the queue to take the king's shilling.
No, he wasn't.
Huh?
He went over the scored out of the rest of us. Count me in, he said. I can hear it now. Count me in. Every blimmer in Erisfoot soon knew Stan Doney had joined up.
And we all fogged up behind them like ducklings after their mother.
Lambs to the slaughter.
A full dozen.
13.
12, Papa.
13, count them.
Johnny Bodie. Cyril Huddy. Edwin Bunny.
Sid Cross.
Oh, Sid Cross, what a man.
Charles Parker. Stan Doney. Dick Doney, of course.
Hugo Somerset.
Mr. Somerset to you, my lad. Walter Turner. Bill Hoare, Philip Trengrove, that's 11. But me and you's 13.
13. And lucky for some,
For some.
poor old Stan.
It's time to go now. All away your anchor. All away your anchor. Is our sailing side. Put her sails upon her. All away your halyards. All away your halyards. 'Tis our sailing song. Feel the seas run under. All away your foresheets. All away your foresheets. 'Tis our sailing time.
You won't see old Italian, I know where they are. They're hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw them, hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw them, hanging on the old barbed wire.
And we all got ready, and the officer in charge told us there that all you had to do, the Germans waiting over there to put their hand, all you had to do was bring them in. But that was untrue. We never gained an inch. Well, we got it first at the front line trench there, and there was the men all piled up there, wounded and dead, and over the no man's land. They were hanging on the barbed wire.
I hope you're pruning our old apple tree. Don't forget to put plenty of ash from the range around her roots. Yours lovingly, Cyril.
Dear Molly, the lads have all been talking over what they miss most about home. It passes the time. I was asking one young chap what he yearned for, and what do you think he said? Cuddling up with his betrothed. A newlywed, you see. Married a week before he were called over here. I told him he'll learn after he's been married a few years. There's more to marriage than cuddles. Another young chap said he'd kill for a pint of his uncle's cider. Then they asked me. Well, I had to think a bit then, Moll. Mother's homemade pasta came to mind. But then I settled on a basin of fishes. Bread crusts soaked in sweet tea. No one makes a basin of fishes like my Moll, I told them. Ever yours, Edwin?
Dear Miss Somerset, I hope you're not against me sending you this letter.
to write home to. All the other boys are at it, and I thought, well, I seen you at school all 8 years ago when I was in Miss Trengrove's class, and to be honest, I always reckoned you were some fair, if you don't mind me saying. Don't get me wrong, I aren't asking for no romancing, Miss Somerset, but it would be a comfort to be able to write home to you. Yours respectful, Walter. P.S. May I call you Gracie next time?
Dearest Doris, we'll be coming up for Christmas, they say, but which Christmas I aren't sure. There's nothing to be afeared of over to France. It's a bit noisy, but we're quite safe. That Kaiser won't catch me, and Mr. Kitchener will take good care of us, I just bet. Father, and you've got Teddy's killed, so I'd best be back home soon to this late. Must go now. A lot of work to do. Say hello to Father. Lovingly, Jim.
Dearest Gary, I'm proud to be out here protecting you both from this beastly foe. We shall, with God's will, prevail. Your faithful man, Bear.
Dear Rosa and Hattie, can you guess what your brave big brother is doing? Lying on his back, looking up at the moon. It's the same old moon we gaze upon from Tonkinsfield after a day's brambling. Same old moon. Is he out now? Have a geek. If he is, I'll be looking up at the old chap too, and thinking of you, your loving brother, Charlie.
Dear Father and Mother, I saw lapwings today. Must have been 1,000 or more. Such a sight with their great big wings. Some of the silly lads said they looked like little small angels in the sunlight. Your country needs you. That's what the poster said. We're being told General Kitchener has gathered up 2 million volunteers for the army. This job won't take that long with those many lads. Jerry can throw what he likes at us. We'll soon have him on the road. I was thinking, does Lady Robart still have that dash hand? If she does, give him a kick for me. This bit, Johnny.
You may have had a reason to come home. I had a reason to go.
Reason? We all had a reason. Poor little Belgium. A smart new uniform, a chance to escape the bloody powder works, Stan Doney's wheedling and badgering. What's more, there wasn't a maid in St. Pinnock Parish would have given any of us a second look if we hadn't. Women do love a chap in Clark, you know that. Reason? What better reason was there?
I hated the Kaiser.
We all hated him.
I hated him more than you or Stan or Walter or Cyril or Edwin or possibly any of the thousands of others who headed to France that winter.
How did you make that out?
I still hate the Kaiser. To this day. For what he done to me.
Oh, come on. The man's long dead. War's been over nearly 60 years. Time to bury him.
It's his fault. 142 Jerrys never made it home to Hamburg.
Eh?
And that was just sniping. God knows how many we cut down with the Lewis gun. Great killing machine, the Lewis. I never heard nothing till they sent me over there, let alone killed a man. Can't begin to imagine what pain I caused to those chaps' families. 142 in me sights. Bang.
You counted them?
Well, wouldn't you have? In a sniping dugout, it's just you and your thoughts and fears. When Jerry stuck his head up, as he generally did, or lit his pipe, I popped him one. Not always. Sometimes I like the look of the fella, leading be, but mostly I drop him.
I had no idea.
I can see the first one now. I reckon I'll see him on me deathbed. He was smoking, or just about to, I should say. Take aim. Fire! Third light, lad. Lights out.
Bloody hell.
I got him in the neck. Clean shot, down he went, gone in seconds, I shouldn't wonder. One down, 141 to go. Though I didn't know the final score then, of course. Of course, I bloody counted them.
I had no idea.
So you said. But like I was saying, I had a reason.
You hated the Kaiser.
You got it. My one chance to win the Silver Bugle. And the Kaiser scuppered it for me. He didn't know, of course, just like they 142 didn't know, but every last one of them died for that Silver Bugle.
What are you going on about, man? It's the first time you've ever told me any of this.
If you were wanting to know what it was all for, well, now you do.
Sorry, old pal.
Oh, it's me age, likely. Too much bastard Dutch, I shouldn't wonder this stupid bloody poppy day carry on me expected to be at directly.
We're all old now, Buzz, old pal. It doesn't mean that.
I had.
What?
I had tests.
Tests?
I shan't see another.
Guess on, you's as strong as a steer, always was. What sort of tests?
Church Lads Brigade, St. Pinnock Feast Day, August the 4th, 1914, annual contest for the Silver Bugle.
You always was the best bugler.
I was. And too bad now, if truth be told. I'll give you a treat at War Memorial later on.
No need on my account.
That summer 1914, I was on top form. No other blimmer could touch me for tone.
I remember.
And do you remember what day the contest was set for?
August the 4th.
And what day did Herbert Bloody Asquith choose to declare war on Germany?
August the bloody 4th.
August the bloody 4th. If he'd left it a day, I'd be sitting here now with that Silver Bugle in me lap, and 142 German families would be, well, who knows what they be.
So the war has nothing to do with poor little Belgium in your book?
You know what, I didn't give a fig about poor little Belgium.
Just poor little Buzz and his poor little Silver Bugle.
That's about it. I didn't even know where poor little Belgium was. Till I went over there, I hadn't been nowhere further than I could walk to and back in a day. I haven't been much further since, neither. My eyes were on one thing.
That Silver Bugle.
Camp broke up. Most of the elder boys were either regulars or reservists. Contest was cancelled till the following year.
By which time we were up to our heel holes in French mud.
First chance I had, I was up in front of that recruiting officer with you and all the others and asking for me shilling. Give me a rifle and point me at the Kaiser, yes, sir! And if Herbert Bloody Asquith gets in me way, he can have a bullet on me.
Don't suppose the Kaiser was ever close enough to be in your sight's mind?
I don't suppose he was. So I had no choice. I took it out on his countrymen.
It's like you enjoyed it.
I wouldn't say that. But at least I had a reason. What's your excuse?
Oh, come on now, Buzz.
Don't you come on now, Buzz me! Every blimmer's come on now, Buzz. Come on now, Buzz. Folk round here treat me like I'm some sort of mad blimmer with a bugle round his neck and want to be down Bodmin. Well, they'd be bloody mad if they'd seen what I'd seen, what we'd seen. They'd be made hellish if they done what we done. What I done, Bert. What I done.
You didn't do nothing any worse than the rest of us.
You don't know the half of it. I never killed nothing till they sent me over there, not a thing. Now here I am with the smell of death on me hands.
We all fired blindly into the unknown. Not one of us doesn't have these thoughts. We was doing our duty.
Well,
every man must do his duty.
Let's just say some of us were more dutiful than others. 142! And that's just the ones with faces. God knows how many more.
What's got into you? I thought I was the one getting grizzly.
I keep seeing him. Who? My first kill. What do you mean, man? The first bloke whose life I shattered. He's right there, clear as you, Bert. You keep seeing him. Course he in there, I know that. Ain't ready for Bodmin just yet. But he's there. Or the thought of him, or something.
Almost my first job was to go out and bury a man with a corporal and man. In the dark, we go out to find this body and to bury him. But he had no papers. He was a Gordon Highlander. And then I wondered what I had to do with these two men in the dark, and not having taken a service or anything in my life before, suddenly said the Lord's Prayer, which we all joined in, then rushed back in the trenches again because they were shelling, and often wondered who that man was.
You weren't there. Come in, whisper. I got another letter from Bert this morning. That's Coral told.
Well, rub it in, why don't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I never meant to.
You can count on me, Nate. That's what he said. Whatever made me listen to Stanley Downey, I should never know.
I did warn you.
I know. Oh, I was just so swept along in the romance of it all, and oh, we did look so cute with his little private's cap to one side. Oh, a man in khaki. And even if that man happens to be Stanley Downey. Oh, yeah. What did Bert say?
Nothing much, really. Asked a lot of questions about home more than anything. Hardly said a thing about over there. Didn't mention Stan, I suppose. Sorry.
3 months and not a word. Oh, for Christmas, Mr. Kitchener said.
I'm so proud, Mike. Our men, proper men, in khaki. My Bert. Your Stan.
My Stan, that's a laugh.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't suppose he's much of a rider. But if I know Stan Downey, he'll be making the most of it. Oh, what is this like over there? Not so different over here, I shouldn't wonder. Well, France, mind. Then we've seen some sights.
Stan! Stan what? Standoni. Standoni, sir! Standoni, sir! Donny? What sort of a name is Donny? The one my mother gave me. The one my mother gave me, sir? Now, Mr. Donny, you might have thought you've come here to sit in an hall all day, twiddling your thumbs, or oogling these mademoiselles. But the truth is, that hole hasn't been dug yet. It's going to be your job to dig it out. A bloody great hole, right under Jerry's line. Any questions? No? Good. See that hill? Over there. That's your hill. And she has a name. Hill 60. But we're going to call her Hillary. Learn to love her, lads, like a wife. She won't be there for long, and soon you can get back to your mademoiselles. Any questions? No? Good? Anyone here married? No? Good? You're about to learn that war is a lot like being married. To Hillary. Keep your head down, and it's 95% peace. And boredom, and 5% terror. But unfortunately for you, Mr. Dorney, honeymoon's over. And now, it's time for the terror! Take over! As I was saying, before that uncouth woman interrupted me, at all 600 hours, Mr. Dorney, you and your pals are going to get your first chance to the pop at Jerry. That is in precisely 47 minutes. You know what is expected of you. Now I suggest you make your peace with God, grease up that Lewis gun, and get to your positions! Now go, go, go!
It was you. You who told me I had to go. You who said it would be a lark, and now you're grizzling about it. Oh, I never wanted no excitement. I was quite content with a peaceful life, working at the powder works, a protected occupation, looking after me pigs down here. Except there haven't been any pigs living down here since 1914. Oh, I had no argument with no blimmer till then. You know me, Buzz. At least, well, you knew the man I was afore you made me to go over there.
I never made you go.
You bloody did. I aren't going, I said, not for king, nor country, nor kitchener, nor sweethearts, nor swine. I aren't going, and I meant it. But I didn't crack. Not even when they come and took me pigs for the war effort. 3 weaners and a lovely young sow named Bess. I called her after Gran. People called me coward, and to my face too. The old women were the worst. Not in khaki yet, Herbert, not in khaki. I lost count of the white feathers nailed to me mother's door, but still I didn't crack. Not until my old pal holds me like I was a frisky pony and says, there, all gentle-like. It'll be all right, Mr. Lucky, it'll be all right. Well, it wasn't all right, was it?
You made up your own mind, just like the rest of the Hereford heroes. You went and you come home.
Well, maybe I did. Part of me, leastways, but there's a big dollop of the old bird never come home. He's still out there, crawling around in the piss and the shit of other men's corpses.
Sorry, old pal.
Oh, forget it. Oh. It's the Dutch talking. Bastard stuff. Oh, come on. We got to get togged up and be up there. Soon be 11.
I aren't going.
You aren't going? Don't you start that old game. That's my trick. Now, come on.
You'll need your coat. Looks like it's coming on to rain.
Just like the day we left.
Left?
To go to over there, the send-off, it was hammering down.
Was it? I forget.
Was it? What are you like, Buzz? We was all wet leaking. Taste of what was to come, I suppose. Whole village turned out Liscard station. Everyone under little umbrellas and waving flags at us.
It's coming back. Girls in summer dresses. Oh, the mist's clearing. I can see him, old pal. Girls in summer dresses. Oh, made me want to stay home the sight of they maids in their wet frocks. See their curls, see their tresses, see their lips all framed in yeses. Sing Hallentown for May Day, girls in summer dresses. Mary Hooper.
Hey?
Mary Hooper.
What about her?
In a summer dress.
Oh, some pretty you.
79 last birthday, still not bad. It's the wrong way to tickle Mary. It's the wrong way to kiss. Don't you know that over here, lad? They like it best like this. Ha! Hooray, pour les Français. Farewell, Angleterre. We didn't know how to tickle Mary, but we learned how over there. Reckon Mary Hooper will be up there today.
Never know the miss.
Oh, perhaps I will have a look after all.
That's the spirit.
Did you say spirit?
We've had quite enough Dutch for one morning.
Will I do like this, or should I go home and change?
Hey?
What'll I wear, old pal?
That's what I asked Mother.
What?
What I should wear. I asked her what I should wear.
What did she say?
Your jacket, of course. So I said, which one? I got a Powderworks jacket, I've got a chapel jacket, or doing the peace jacket, but I don't have a going to war and killing Jerry's jacket. Just shooting pheasants, old pal.
Oh, bloody pheasants. Now, 60 years on and we're still jumpy. Our old girls have no idea, do they?
They don't know the half of it. They probably think we're down here laughing and joking at last night's Morecambe and Wise.
Oh, that was some good, wasn't it? Oh. Meddy in the deck chair.
No, sir.
No, sir. Oh. Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while.
You want a brew?
In this got any more Dutch?
I haven't, and if I had, I wouldn't give you none. Not after that carry-on just now. You'll have to make do with some Rosie Lee.
I'd rather make do with Mary Hooper.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
Get that, Danny.
That's what Stan said. First time he went over the top, he handed me a great stone jar and said, "Get that down here." I don't know what it was, rum, I suppose. I took a great gulp. My Christ, burnt me bloody insides.
Stan always did have a good supply. Rum, baccy, bully beef, you name it. And not Cornwall Light Infantry issue either. What a man
He got me a cake one time. For me birthday, candle and all.
I remember.
Called it a Death Day cake. Stan's joke, I didn't think was very funny.
Death Day cake, is that what he called it?
He appeared with it along the communication trench. In a box, clean, no mud nor nothing. I was like a dog with two cocks when I seen it. We all knew we was going over the top again, not my first choice for a coming-of-age party, I can tell you. 'Twas the day that red-headed fella bought it, you know, from down Loo, worked at Pilchard Boat.
Sammy Russell.
Sammy Russell, that's him.
Lovely chap. He was on the ladder ahead of me, next rung up. Whistle blowed. He never made it over. Down he come.
That was the day. Stan arrived with a cake, opened up the box, and there it was. "Here's your Death Day cake, old pal," he says, and laughs. He never meant nothing by it, just his way of saying with certainty that some of us wouldn't come back, but which ones? Put a shiver right up me.
Well, I'm surprised.
It's the not knowing gives thee the jitters, says Stan. We all know when our birthday is, but none of us knows when it'll all come to an end. When the whole shooting match comes crashing down, time's up, final whistle, lights out, lad. And off he went, singing and laughing all the way. Happy Death Day to me, happy Death Day to me, happy Death Day, dear Stanley. Happy Death Day to me, singing and laughing all the way.
I don't reckon Stan went over that day.
More fool they that did.
I never want to see what I saw that day.
I don't suppose you will, old pal. I don't suppose anyone will see what we see.
We had a terrible time, and the casualties there was enormous. As you see, it's 8 or 900 of the Devons that started in the battle, and was a matter of about, well, less than 200 that was all right when the battle finished. And of course, a lot of them could be saved, but the stretcher bearers couldn't come up to take them away because the shelling and that was so bad.
I've never written to a girl before.
Ah, nothing to it.
Just tell them what they want to hear. That's my advice. Can you look over it when I'm done? Ha! And give you the benefit of his extensive experience of women, you mean?
Ark at Mr. Medlin here. 2 week courting Gertie, and he thinks he's blimmin' casting over. Of course, I'll take a look at Stanley, old son. Ugh. My dearest Lil. It's very familiar.
We're coming on too strong.
You'll learn. We are dug in beside a chateau called Seaguard, close to Wipers. It's a bit like Lanidric, where the lord of the area lives. We're near a town called Pop Orange. I'm finding it hard to get my tongue around some of the names round here. The Duke of Cornwall's a camp with men of the Gordon Islanders, all good chaps, so we have a trouble understanding each other. There must be 10,000 of us. There must be 10,000. Jerry's not far away, just a couple of 100 yards. Everyone says the big push is coming any day. We'll probably attack from a place called Zillebeck Lake. Can't wait to have a proper pot of bosh. Oh, all's well at home. Yours, Stanley. So, once His Majesty's censors have done their worst, that leaves my dearest Lil. Oh, all's well at home. Yours, Stanley.
What the hell was that? What? I saw something out there. Christ, there's millions of them out there!
Is it from Stab? Oh, it might be. Oh, what's he say? I haven't opened it yet. Oh, no! It's the first one I've had. I want to savour every word, don't I? I was thinking I might take it down on the bridge, read it there. Where me and my Stan had our first kiss.
My Stan now, is it? That's not what you was calling Private Tony half an hour ago.
Come on, Lil, don't keep us girls waiting. Open it up. What does he say?
All right. Oh, God. Here it goes. War Office Form number B10483. I regret to have to inform you that Private Stanley Doney, serving with the Duke of Cornwall Light Infantry, was on 1st of July 1916 posted.
No, come on.
You want to see
Dying for a fag. Got a gasper, have you?
Players for pleasure to your liking?
What else you got?
What's your poison?
Oh, I don't know. Private A, Navy Cup, cadets. I'll tell you what, we had a Woodbine or a capstan full strength. I'll tell you what, Buzz, I'll settle for a mixed shack.
Did someone mention Mary Hooper? Yay! How does Sweet Afton sound? Nothing but the best for the Herefordshire heroes.
Very nice. Of that Irish chap over Liscard Market.
The very one. Flow gently, Sweet Afton, among thy green braes. Flow gently, I'll sing thee a song in thy praise.
When did you start writing poetry?
Well, I'm a veteran of the Great War. We was all at it in the trenches. Putting pen to paper, composing odes. Hardly had time to go killing Jerry for all the poetry we was writing. I thought every blimmer knew that.
Flow gently, Sweet Afton. Robert Burns, it says.
Boom. Like you said, dying for a fag. Flow gently, Sweet Afton, among thy green braes. Flow gently, I'll sing thee a song in thy praise. You know what? This Gasper is pure poetry.
I read a poem the other day in the Barbers.
Don't tell me. 3 German generals crossed the line, parlez-vous. 3 German generals crossed the line, parlez-vous. 3 German generals crossed the line, dipped their dicks in turpentine, parlez-vous.
No, not quite.
How about this? The general inspecting the trenches exclaimed with a horrified shout, "I refuse to command a division which leaves its excreta about." That was on a shithouse wall in Wipers.
I remember.
You probably wrote it.
There was 4 blokes ahead of me in the barbers. So I settled down with one of their mags, Tippets or Weekend or some other. There was this poem there, you know, I ripped it out.
So what's it like? What's it about?
How do I know? I ain't Bemba bloody grass growing it. I just thought it was good, see? I started off thinking it was written by some hippie or other.
You know what, Bert? I quite like the hippies. Nothing wrong with them if you ask me.
I never said there was.
Derek Den, the newsagents, reckons they should all be lined up against the wall and shot.
What's Derek know? He's from Dob Walls.
Wouldn't say that if he'd seen men shot.
In their thousands. Better be a hippie than a soldier any day.
That recruiting officer never gave me the option. I say, old chap, what'll it be? You can either spend your youth indulging in a bit of free love, or you can jolly well get yourself over to France, stand up to your waist in trench mud and blow some other chap's brains out. What'll it be?
Shall I put you down for a bit of free love?
Put me down for a bit of Mary Hooper. Yeah!
I reckon this poet had a grandfather or something on the Psalm or Wipers or Vimy or some other slaughterhouse.
What's it called?
1917.
Poets, eh?
Here goes. A year for deserters from the front lines. A year for men, not obedient boys, when soldiers left death for the cities and spat on officers' pips and squeaks.
Doesn't rhyme then.
It was, of course, foreigners who walked away, with dignity for a joke, for laughter, for having had a belly full of national crap.
For having had a belly full of national crap? Well, that's bloody spot on, that is. My Christ, it's like he was there. The only poetry I ever read was on that shithouse wall.
You read the rest.
I can read poetry. Oh, come on. Gentlemen of no mean rank, privates and troopers, sappers and gunners, pioneers and corporals, even odd officers who hid their rank-smelling uniform, put on denim, encouraged soldiers to become civilians, then walked away to be shot, or to live another day by day. Shit. That was it, all right. We must have talked about nothing else. And if every one of us,
on both sides,
had turned our backs and walked home to Hamburg or Huddersfield or Hereford, there'd have been bugger all the generals and politicians could have done about it, and the whole stupid shooting match would have been all over.
But none of us did. More shit scared of the firing squad than of Jerry.
They back home still believed in king and country, even if we never.
I never hated they German boys.
Me neither, not really. Jerry didn't want to be there no more than we did. We'd all have been happy to turn our back, wave au revoir to Frenchy and Fritz and walk out.
And if we had all of us, why, I don't suppose it would have been any different in the end.
Except that thousands and thousands and thousands of young men's corpses would not be lying out there in no man's land. Widows would be wives, daughters would have dads, sweethearts would have sweethearts, mothers would have sons. So really quite different, Bert. Quite different in the end.
Point taken.
I went to see Sammy Russell's mother after the war.
Down low, you never said.
She showed me the letters sent to her by the War Office. Said it had been such a comfort to her knowing that her Sammy hadn't suffered.
You didn't tell her nothing?
How could I? War Office letters, she showed it to me. Said Sammy had been shot through the heart, died instantly. He wouldn't have known nothing.
If only.
The accuracy of they Jerry snipers never ceased to amaze me. I reckon they was even keener shots than your old pal Buzz. If you believe the War Office, every Tommy who boarded over there was shot through the heart, died instantly, wouldn't have known nothing. In fact, there was probably an official stamp made special to save time. Dear Mrs., your darling son was shot through heart, died instantly, did not suffer. Next!
Better Sammy's mother never knew the truth, eh?
How do you tell a mother that a beautiful boy was blown into little pieces? Or was decapitated by a mortar? Writhed in agony on the wire for hours? Or was a limbless stump crying in no man's land? Or was gassed and coughed up his innards?
Enough, man. I can't stand no more. Come on. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. We come home, mind. Me and you. Herod's Foot heroes.
Why do you think that was, Buzz? Why us?
Do you never give up? Right, Stan?
Right, Stan?
Right, boys. You want to know how, Bert? You want to know the reason you was out there in all that shit and suffering? To bring me home. That's how. I took you out there, and you brought me home. Isn't that enough? It's good enough for me, old pal. If you'd stayed here, worked at the powder works, tended day pigs, not gone over France, I wouldn't be standing here now. You've done it for me, Bert. You dragged me back to the dugout when I caught one. You plugged me, nursed me, bandaged these eyes, topped me up with Dutch. Preserved me for another day. So when I go on Memorial Day, it's Bert Medlin I'll be thanking God for. Like I do every November 11th. That's what you were there for, Bert. For your old mate, Stan. And come on, lads, form up. The Hereford heroes are marching again.
Lead on, Captain. Up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2,